Thursday morning. So your heart to serve is just everything. And we thank you so much for that. Miss Pamela Pacheco, if you're on the line and you can take over.
Top of the morning, ideally. Man, you think you know somebody until you find out you don't know their real name. ¿Qué es eso? But it is beautiful. That is who you are. I love you so much. Thank you for just being amazing. Thank you for being such an incredible host. Just a great servant leader. You're an incredible just boss, mom, super wife, superstar, period. So we honor you ideally. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great morning. Happy thriving Thursday. It is your Breakfast Club call, man. Give it up for Ideally again. I know the chat is blowing up. How great she has been, always is. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being with us. But I know she said all of those amazing things about me, and you guys are like, oh my gosh, no. It is not about me. It is definitely about we today. And why I say it's about we, because man, we're just blessed, right? We are just blessed. We are blessed. We just had an amazing opener this morning, right, with Ideally. And now I get to transition over into our next segment with our guest speaker. And a lot of you guys know this man because he is a global icon living, right? I'm not saying this because he is a leader in business. He's a leader in life. I personally get to spend a lot of time with this man and his family. And there's a lot of people that post a lot of things and are not like that, right? And I get to witness firsthand how incredibly and of an icon he is in every aspect of his life. I mean, he has such a servant heart leadership. Formerly, he was a counselor. He has a musical background as well. You know, his wife has a background in real estate and property management. She's from Australia. He is from the boogie down Bronx. But what is amazing is their heart to serve, right? He is a leader of leaders, someone that is leading thousands of people around the world, someone that I've seen pivot in places that a lot of people would have just stood stuck. Someone that I've seen been on the front line every single time, right? Someone that is an incredible father to his two beautiful children, to my favorite little people in the world, Faith and Kingston Walker, and someone that, like I said, is a global icon, living international speaker, has earned millions of dollars in business, someone that you definitely want to take notes and make sure you got everybody on. But without further ado, it is my pleasure, privilege, honor, and with utmost gratitude that I introduce to you today, Mr. Derron Walker.
Iconic morning, Miss
Buenos
Pam
días.
Iconic morning, P.
How you doing? You looking good over there. I see you with the Be Iconic shirt. Love it, love it, love it. So first of all, D, thank you so much for being on here with us. I know that, you know, your mornings are very, very sacred. It's a lot of family time during the morning. So I thank you for taking some time to be here with us. So let the world know a little bit about you. Let the world know who is Mr. Derron Walker.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, Happy New Year, everybody. God bless you. Hope you and your family are strong during this new year. I'm super grateful for you, Pam, Katie, and I see you as well. Ideally, you and your family. Actually, ideally, I was just praying up on your name this morning, sis. So I didn't even know you'd be on here. So God bless you. And hey, guys, what's going on? Iconic morning. My name is Derron Walker. I'm 34 years strong from the Bronx, New York. My entire family is Jamaican. I'm the baby born in the Bronx. I am Jamaican, so I come from extremely humble beginnings. And, you know, yeah, who am I? I'm just a, you know, a young man that, you know, 34 years ago was brought into this world and, you know, grew up in a, you know, a Christian home, even though I wasn't a believer for many, many years until I was 28. You know, I saw entrepreneurship when I was 26, but before that, I lived in Australia for 6 months when I was in college. And that's when I learned if God wanted us just to hang out in Florida and New York, he wouldn't have created Bora Bora and Fiji. But the two reasons people don't travel is time and money. And so I got into the travel space, the entrepreneur world, got really, really passionate about helping other people win. But I was already, because prior to being an entrepreneur, I was working with 13 to 17-year-old mental health. I was doing that for 5 years. March 3rd, 2012, I walked into that job and me and 250 people got laid off because of cutbacks. So I didn't like that feeling. I didn't like getting laid off. I didn't like someone else telling me, even though I got a 3.56 in school, captain of the football team senior year, college athlete, world traveler through college, that somebody could just kind of lay me off. So, I didn't understand it at the time, but God had put something in my life, because the same day I got laid off was the same day I was introduced to an entrepreneurship world. And it was not some like, it was introduced and it was just taken off. No, I brought into that entrepreneurship world the things that I had, the baggage that I had brought from my life. I didn't believe, I didn't have faith. I didn't believe in myself as much as I should have. I didn't believe that other people would selflessly want to help me. I didn't believe in different industries to help you make money. I didn't believe. I didn't have the faith. But at the same time, I started to believe. God worked on my heart, even though I wasn't even a believer in him at that time. Can you imagine? And, he led me to the right people. We worked really hard. And we're still working hard. We love helping people. We love changing lives. Now I'm a father of 2. Kingston David Waka will be 3 on April 14th. Faith Walker will be 1 on April 30th. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Sarah Walker. And man, it's been an absolute blessing. I'm so grateful. I mean, there's so much opportunity to find fruit in the famine if you are looking for fruit. I was a guy that was reveling in my famine. I was, counting my famine when it was tough with passion, not realizing that the same energy it takes to count famine is the same energy it takes to visualize and see fruit. And so now that I'm understanding it, things aren't perfect for sure. Things are tough. We've all had a very interesting 2020, but that is now behind us. And moving forward into this year, we're going to move on, we're going to move in, and we're going to move out. We're going to move on God's promises. We're going to move into God's plan, and we're going to move out on God's courage. And that's just what we're doing, P.
Yes, D, I'm here for it. I love that. So, very humble beginnings, an amazing journey. And you said something that just like did something for me. And I don't know if anybody else caught it, but you mentioned how important your belief level has been on your entrepreneurship journey, on your faith journey, on everything. And how important would you say belief is? And how important would you say that faith and belief go kind of hand in hand? And you could correct me if I'm wrong, but let's talk about that, because so the amount of success that you've had, the amount of growth that you've had, it started somewhere, right? And like you said, there was a shift in your belief, there was a shift in your mindset. So let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah, well, I not to be, sometimes when some people ask me questions, the way my mind works is a great question, but no buts. The way my mind works is a great question. I've just found that when someone asks me a question and I answer it directly, I don't think that people always receive the answer, because people want to know how it adds value to their lives. So let me just ask the question to my family and friends out here with respect, and then I'll answer it for myself. So I want you to ask me that question, but we're here on this morning to serve. So I'm going to ask people this question that I had to ask myself. Who taught you not to have faith and belief in yourself, and when did it start? Because we're born to win and programmed to lose. So we were not born with the attitude of lack of belief. We were not born with the attitude of lack of faith. That was taught to you and I. Who taught you that, and when did it start? Because I tell you right now, I have my son, Kingston, and the people that know me, it's like, he's fearless. He's fearless. He's courageous. He's kind. He doesn't know lack of faith. He doesn't know lack of belief. He's ready to try everything, whether it's good or bad. He's ready to stamp on fire ant mounds thinking that they playing, but they're not. He's ready to, hug people he doesn't know. We got him to God be the glory. My family got him a trampoline for Christmas. He's ready to jump on, jump in, and jump out, no matter where he lands or what he lands on. I had to realize that we were born to win and programmed to lose. So when you ask me, Pam, about my faith and belief, it's actually the Benjamin Button effect, because my faith and belief started it started when I was in the beginning, but because of the way I was brought up and the lack of money here and the lack of guidance and the whatever, or the blessings, the fruit that I did have, grateful I was raised in a God-loving family, but it didn't sink into my heart until I was 26. And then, confidence, I had to kind of go out there and find my way and build that belief and faith, but I started with it. We all started with it. So, what I mean? That's why I want to ask people that question. Who taught you not to have faith and belief, and when did it start? You know what I mean? I think when I was coming up, I had lacked confidence, not knowingly. Like, I had confidence. I was confident and I was talented coming up, but I didn't realize that I was holding myself back, thinking that maybe people were better, or I cared what people thought about me. But those are things that I had inherited as I grew up. It wasn't until I started to really work on myself and believe in myself and start to have different life experiences that I realized that, oh wow, I'm beautifully made. Oh wow, I'm handcrafted by the Lord. Oh wow, like I'm his child. Oh wow, he chose me before the foundation of the world. Oh wait a second, wait, what? I have an inheritance with my name on it, and what's made for me is not made for anyone else. Oh wow, he seriously has already put armor around me. Oh wow, I'm blessed. Oh wow, he's got a warranty on my name that if there's anything wrong with me, I can bring it to him and he will fix me for free. Oh wow. I was like, I was playing. It was me that wasn't giving if you're sitting in a Ferrari, but you're treating it like a Corolla, if you don't realize that you are that icon, if you don't realize that you are that blessing, if you don't realize that you are handcrafted and specifically made, this world will treat you how you act, not how you are. And that's just what it is, sis.
Sheesh. Yikes. Man, oh man, that was a powerful question. The chat is literally blowing up. A lot of people are like, we are our own limitations. Some say, probably myself, my childhood, parents, teachers all had an effect. And it's like, once you realize that, right? And somebody said, this world will treat you like you act, not like who you are, which is basically what you just said. And once you realize that, once you were like, oh wow, right, everything you just said, what was the next step? Because you're a global icon living, there is no secret about it, and everything you touch prospers, and God is always going to continue to bless you. And I don't think that it is by coincidence. I think that it is intentional. I know that you're very intentional in serving. And what was that next step for you?
The next step for me was to believe it. And the step after that was to be mightily grateful. I love Jesus, you know what I mean? And I can't hide that. And I love God. And the reason why is because of my relationship that I've been building with him over time. And the more I get to know our Father, the more I realize who he is. And the more I realize who he is, the more I realize how powerful he is. I mean, he's created everything. Me, you, he's created everything. And if you're not a believer on here, that's cool. I wasn't too. I'm the messenger, not the message. I'm not trying to come on this call to influence anybody to believe what I believe, because I can't. I don't have that power, But when I realized how powerful he is, then I realized wow, you chose me. Like, and I had to, before I just got all confident and just ran out there, in this moment when I'm talking to you, I just have gratitude. When I realized that everything that I have is actually not mine, it's like my father said to me, hey, I'm working on the other parts of this world, but I have a plan for you and I've chosen you. So I'm going to leave you with a beautiful wife. I'm going to leave you with 2 children. I'm going to leave you with a car. I'm going to leave you with a home. I'm going to leave you with family and friends that care about you. Now, the world will try to convince you that I'm not with you, but I am. So I want you to be a good steward of what you have and don't complain about what you don't. I want you to foster the things that I've blessed you with and not focus with the things that I don't. I know your finances in some situations are not where you want them to be. I know you've fallen off your health. I know, people have things to say, but I want you to focus on the audience of one. Stop doing it for everybody else and start focusing on the audience of one, the relationship you have with me. And son, I will do the rest. And so once I realized, like, wow, you chose me, and then the gratitude of it, the immense, if somebody leaves you with an inheritance, somebody leaves you with $100,000, or they let you borrow their car, it matters how you treat that. 2021 has started, and yeah, people are running and they're running for their goals, but I'm realizing that people are asking for something else before they prayed for what they got. This morning, P, I had to realize, because I'm the same way. I'm no saint. I make these mistakes. I do these things. I had to tell myself, P, like, wow, in 2020, I started a prayer call. In 2020, I started Be Iconic Conversations. In 2020, I had a beautiful daughter during the pandemic. In 2020, I lost 50 pounds. In 2020, I've helped entrepreneurs all over the world. In 2020, I met with my pastor every week, once a week during this pandemic. 2020, I built family ships. 2020, I've helped other people. Was 2020 rough? Yeah. But was it a blessing? Yeah. So I just want to nourish on that with gratitude. I've already moved on, but I'm so grateful for what I have. You know what I mean, P? So it's like, when I realize that I'm so faithful and so grateful, I need to give thanks. You know what I mean? I'm giving thanks. I'm giving thanks to my team that never quit on me. I'm giving thanks to my wife that believes in me. I'm giving thanks to my children that love me. I'm giving thanks to my church that taught me, is teaching me how to pray and how to have faith and how to believe. Proverbs 3:5 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. It was so easy for me because I'm talented, because I'm blessed, because I'm anointed, because I have faith, because I have belief, to think that it's actually me. It's not me. These gifts that I have been given to me. It's a blessing that I have them. Now I have to nourish them. I've got to be grateful for them. I've got to learn how to discern them. I've got to use them the right way, because leadership ain't, leadership ain't no joke. You know what I mean? These are people's lives out here, P. And I want to be a good steward. I want to hear, well done, good and faithful service, sis. I want to choose faith over fear. I want to choose opportunity over obstacle. And it's interesting, Pam, because it's easy for people to forget the power we've been shown and focus on the powerless. Like when I realized, like, my wife gave birth to our beautiful daughter in 2020. How can I forget that miracle when things get hard? How do sometimes I still get worried about things, thinking that I won't prevail when so many miracles have been shown? I mean, for people that aren't biblically savvy, that's cool. I wasn't, I'm still learning. But here's what I'm learning. It's like, wow, if you look at the stories, everybody knows, you've heard the story. If you're not a believer, if you don't read the Bible, you've heard the story that, of the Egyptians back in the day held the Israelites prisoners, and, they were over 2 million of them, and they were in Egypt, and the Pharaoh there, was holding them prisoner, and God rose up Moses, this leader, which, by the way, all those people out there, like, I'm not a leader. I want to let you know, God didn't come here to heal the healthy. He came here to heal the sick. He chose the most unchoosable people out there to do his work. Brother and sister, single mom, single dad, person out there that doesn't believe in them, person out there that's broken, person out there that's financially strapped, father out there that can't pay for things or didn't have the money to do Christmas the way you thought, or birthday the way you thought, or can't, do that trip or whatever the way you thought, or ladies out there that are feeling, like, oh, I'm not where I should be. I'm a little overweight, or I don't look the way these girls look on social media. He's actually fitting to pick you as soon as you believe the icon that you have in your heart right now. The only person that doesn't believe in you is you right now. And and when I look at when I read the Bible, God rose up Moses, and Moses, if you read the word, Moses was like, nah, Lord, not me. Can't be me. Have you seen my past? You seen what I've been through, Lord? You might go pick somebody that's on point. Go pick somebody that's like, studying more, that knows your word, that doesn't curse, you know what I mean? That hasn't stolen. Go pick somebody, Lord. Don't go pick me. If you know all things, you know my past. You know what I did last night. You can't be thinking about me. And he's saying to you, yes, I am. You're exactly who I know everything about you. And this is why that same person that's sinning, that doesn't have faith, that knows they shouldn't be doing X, Y, and Z and doing it, that same person on the other side, you're a miracle. If you can be such a mess up over here, God could clean you up and make you such a bless up over here. Ain't nothing but a couple different letters. And so when he lifted up Moses and he went into Egypt, and Moses took those people and took them out of bondage, the Israelites saw Moses. They saw him. They witnessed the blessings, just like you've witnessed you getting through 2020. You've witnessed those times when you had no idea when you were going to pay that bill and a check showed up, when you got the message that so-and-so is about to happen and that doctor shows up, when something's going to happen. You don't know how X, Y, or Z is going to happen. You've seen it. You and I have seen it. You don't have to be a believer. All of us have experienced miracles. We've just called it the universe or whatever. No, that's a blessing from the Lord. And so when the Israelites, they watched the Red Sea, they watched the Lord deliver them out of bondage. Now they're in the wilderness. How come a journey that was supposed to take 13 to 14 days took 38 to 40 years? Because the Lord took them out of Egypt, but they wouldn't let Egypt out of them. See, because they were in such bondage, because they were struggling so hard in Egypt, when the Lord took them out, they really loved it. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. Some of y'all on here are entrepreneurs. You built business in the same business as me. Where we are now, you might have hit, let's say you hit the first level, third rank level, right? And you've earned only a couple $100, or maybe you've made a lot of great friends, or you've traveled. All of a sudden, that new area of blessing, when we're in that, we forget that before someone showed us an opportunity to win, that we were working a dead-end job, no faith, no hope, never been to a training event. We forget, because when they were in the bondage, when they got taken out of bondage into the wilderness is not where you want to be, but it's way better than where you were. How come we don't remember that miracle? And while we're about to go to the next level, how come, and this is me too, I have to remind myself, my fleshy human body wants me to look at where I'm at and think that I'm not a miracle. They want me focused on social media, focused on the drama. Let me ask y'all a question. And this right here is kind of going off topic, but everyone's all about social justice and all that. And I believe in that. And I know it's unfair. But let me ask you, what's the point of having equality if we're all going to hell anyway? What's the point of having equality if everybody's going to hell? Now, let me break that down. I don't think everybody's going to hell, but I think hell is a real place. And I think heaven is too. And everybody wants this world to be perfect, but this world, we're in this world, not of this world. Your bondage is not what you're about. Where we're going is what we're about. But when the Israelites were in the wilderness, the reason why it took them 40 years to get to the promised land is because they fell in love with where they were and not where God was bringing them. Because where they were felt so much better than where they came from, that they would rather stop believing in the miracles they saw and stop allowing God to do what he was about to do to get them to where they were going. Yeah, that job that you have is comfortable, but it's not what you're supposed to be doing. That relationship that you're in, that in your mind, you know it's not right, but we stay in it. That's not where you're supposed to be. You know, continuing to make the wrong decisions, but you know you shouldn't financially and you know, in your working out and your health, you know you're not supposed to, but I feel good here. You know, it's better than where I was. I'm doing better than a lot of my family. It feels good right here. Nah, when we talking about be iconic, we understand, sis. We know for a fact that we believe there's an icon in everyone. You got to realize it, desire it, and discover it. And the icon that I'm following is an audience of one. His name is Jesus. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? And you know, it's the crazy thing is like, you know, 6 years ago, if I was probably listening on to this call, I'd be looking at me like, that boy drunk the juice. You know what I mean? That boy, well, yo, let me tell you right now. Yup. Yeah. Only a fool doubts the proof. And the only proof that you can get is go do the research yourself. Don't listen to Derron Walker. Pam convinced me to get on this call this morning, y'all. Look at her laughing. You see her? She convinced me to get on this call. And it's not that I didn't want to get on this call to talk to y'all. I love y'all. It's that I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, Lord, am I worthy to speaking to your people? Like, am I ready? Honestly, I'm giving him so much more glory than I was before. Before I'd be like, oh, you asked him to be on this call. Let's get it. Now I'm like, Lord, yo, Jesus, I want to just give you the glory. It's not about me. You lead me. If it's not coming from you, I don't want it. You know what I mean? I want to be on your path. I want to lead your people. I don't need to be in the front. You know what I mean? I need to be led. I want you to lead me, Lord. And he's been, and that's what he's been doing. You know what I mean? That's what he's been doing. And if it's not giving him the glory, then don't even look. I don't care what money it is. I don't care what rank it is, because I already know who I belong to. There's nothing on this world worth more than our inheritance. You are so valuable. You're such a blessing. You are handcrafted. Are you kidding me? You better stop speaking down to yourself with that lack of confidence. You better stop disrespecting who you are just because your rank or your income or your household don't look the way these false people be showing you online. You better stop playing with yourself. You were handcrafted for a plan. Honestly, there's nobody out there that can be you. The only reason why you're not where you're at, want to be, is because you don't believe it yourself. Imagine if your child had lack of confidence. Imagine if you could see your child or your niece or your nephew or your younger cousin that you love, and you could see them and you could see their future, and you knew they were an icon. You knew they were a blessing, but they didn't know that, and you watched them let other people talk down to them. You watched them let other people lead them the wrong way. How heartbroken would you be? Because that's how the Lord feels when he watches us continue to stumble over ourselves simply because we don't believe in who we are and whose we are. Take a couple minutes today and just think about all the blessings. Moms, you gave birth to a human. You're a miracle. You're a miracle. You got more than you. If you got one child, you're a miracle. You got more than one children. You gave birth to more than one child, and you rose them up, and you are a icon. There, I mean, but do you know it? Do you know it? My brother's out there trying to make ends meet. I mean, you've been locked up before. You know what I mean? You're still trying to find a relationship. You're still trying to find yourself. Yo, you're an icon, bro. You're an icon. You're a world changer. You're a warrior. If you can see the way God looks at you, shielded up with a sword on you, homie. Oh, man, you're a blessing. You're a blessing. You're a blessing. We are a blessing. We are blessings. You know why this world is winning? Well, they think they are. The reason why this world thinks they're winning is because we give them the power by letting them control our minds. You know what they figured out? That if we believed in all of ourselves and worked together as one, and we didn't like something, we'd be an army of his children. And they would, if we got all our finances together and we worked together and we got our health together and we stopped being selfish and started being selfless, we started to lift each other up all at the same time. If we started to believe in one another, if we started to have faith with one another, we started to look at fruit and not famine. We started to speak life into our children. We started to speak life into our husbands and our wives. We started to speak life into each other all at once. If we all started reading the Bible, all started reading the word, getting closer to God, started to understand who we are and whose we are all at once, different people would be in power right now. Do you know why they do war? The reason why there's a war is because they get us fighting against each other so they can go out and do what their real plan is, which is to, it's not about money. It's about power. They want to rule. They want to tell you when to wake up. They want to tell you how much you're going to get paid an hour. They want power. They want to confuse you. They want us. They want the whites to fight the blacks. Everybody is looking online and saying, look, and I've posted this, privilege. It is privilege, but don't get it twisted. When we're fighting against each other and we're fighting against who we are, the Bible says that we're all brothers and sisters. There's no color. It's not about that. Now, I'm not saying that in this fallen world, it's not like that, because it is, but it's not supposed to be. That's us. That's us. If we're at each other's throats, then the mission can't get done. And the mission is to bring more people to know his name, to gather and gain their inheritance, to know their mission and their purpose and his plan to change this world. So we're working on that.
I know that's right. I mean, I really don't have any questions. I don't have any more questions for right now. I think that this has been beyond a blessing for all of us. The value that you add, the way that, man, your obedience and letting God use you, I am eternally grateful for you. And I think everybody on this call is, and the people that will listen to this replay will be as well. If there's anything that you want to share that's on your heart for 2021, that's on your heart for this morning, close us out. But we're pretty much done. Thank you so much, Dee, for blessing us.
Yeah, no worries. I would just say this. In 2021, for the first time in my life, I'll just tell you personally, I don't have all the answers, guys. So I don't know where you're at in your life. I don't know what you know what I mean. So, I think, in the past, when that question is so, I appreciate it, but it's so open, you know what I mean? And I just tell you this, whatever you see happen to me in 2021, just know on this call, just know that Jesus gets all the glory. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that I'm just sitting here and doing nothing. No, I'm just telling you that I'm doing it for an audience of one. I'm just telling you that I'm giving him all the glory. So if you see me or my team winning, if you see a video with my son or my daughter or my wife, and you're like, wow, how blessed, I just want you to know that it is not the flesh, it is the Lord. And you know what I mean? Again, I'm not trying to make anyone believe that. I understand that everybody's in their own place, but I'm just telling you what has been revealed to me in my life and my due diligence. If you know me, you know I'm a studious guy. You know what I mean? I don't let a lot of people around me. I you know what I mean? I figure out certain things, like, and people that are close to me text me like, yo, can I come through? You know what I mean? And it's not that I love everyone. Anyone, you can hit me up online. As a matter of fact, if you have any other questions, you know what I mean, hit me up on my Instagram, hit me up on my Facebook. I'll definitely, you know what I mean, hit you up. And I just tell you this, like, 2021 is about giving God all the glory. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understandings. I have been doing that, or working on doing that. It's not easy, but when things get hard, I'm like, all right, Lord, you're my father. Okay. Especially if you're a believer, try this, okay? Try this, especially if you're a believer. If you're a believer, instead of looking at it like you, especially if you're a parent, I look at my son and my daughter, and I'm like, imagine if my son or my daughter thought they couldn't come to me for something. Or imagine if someone in your family that you really care about and you love, or someone in your team that you really believe in, for some reason, didn't think that they could bring their deepest worries to you, thought that they had to do it on their own, thought that even if they brought it to you, you wouldn't be there for them. Like imagine if you have a son or a daughter or a niece or a nephew, and they had a problem somehow, something, even if it was small or it was huge, and just think about it real quick. What's the feel? It makes me sick. If I knew that Kingston needed something, and a thought even crossed his mind, like that I wouldn't be there, it would automatically make me think like, what did I do to make him think that I would be there in a second? If I had nothing, I would give him all of it. It would crush me. That's how the Lord feels when we don't bring our problems to him. I'm trusting in the Lord with all my heart and leaning not on my own understanding. Will it be perfect? No. Because this is a spiritual war. This is a war out here, y'all. This is a war. It's a war. But I'm not afraid because I know who I am and whose I am. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. I'm not scared, y'all, and you shouldn't be either. You're powered by the Almighty. Take that into 2021. You're gifted. You're blessed. Take that into 2021. You're an icon. Take that into, and this is not gassing you up. It's going to take work. You're going to have to work on it. You're going to have to know yourself. Set some goals. Have some faith. Be iconic. Love you guys. God bless.
Love you, D. Be iconic, everybody. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate you. Guys, be sure to subscribe to the Be Iconic Mighty Network. I just put the link in there. It is beiconic.mn.co. Yes, thank you guys. Make sure you go show some love to Mr. Walker. Appreciate you guys. This has been your Breakfast Club call for the first Thursday of 2021, January 7th. Thank you guys so much. Extremely grateful, honored, and humble to be here. Let's go conquer the day. And audience of one for 2021. God bless, and let's get it.